What are you looking for? Where will your heart's desire take you?
Let's go!
Alright, what is going on, everybody? JJ Starwind is here. And welcome to another corner episode. This shall be episode 66. And as promised, I decided I wanted to go over these graphs for you, because I've been curious about the obesity rates all throughout the world, so I wanted to address that. So I found an interesting site called landgeist.com, and they don't just talk about health prevalences of each country. They go on a variety of topics, from housing to environment, demographics, agriculture. They have crime statistics, so they cover a whole spectrum of topics. So, for example, today we'll go over obesity throughout most continents. The only one I'm missing is, I believe, Australia. I have not been able to find that one for some reason. I don't think they covered it. But I have the other continents, or really I have the US, and I have Asia, Africa, and I believe Latin America. I don't know if I have Europe. Yeah, I do have Europe. I also have Europe. So we'll start off with the United States. And this is the first chart for obesity prevalence. And as we all know, the body mass index, which is what they're going by, is really bad off in the United States. Just look at this. Out of all the states that I see, there's only, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 states that have a body mass index of under 26. So let's see, that's California. Colorado has the lowest at 23, followed by New Jersey and Massachusetts. And the highest body mass index, yeah, no surprise, it's in the South, and also West Virginia. West Virginia and Mississippi are actually tied. If you look on the graph, they're tied for 39.5% of people that are obese, with the body mass index of 39.5. That's pretty bad. That's really, really bad. And according to the article, yeah, the average is at 36.2. 36.2. And, oh yeah, okay, the article says it's not the most obese country in the world. That title goes to the Pacific Island country of Nauru at 61%. Still, I mean, that's bad. So yeah, that's America. So how does that compare with other parts of the world? So let's go to the next list. Asia. Yeah, let's talk about Asia right quick. Now this is really impressive. So on one hand, you have the more Arab countries. They have quite a bit of obesity going on in these regions. Looks like the highest that I can see is Saudi Arabia. No, wait, what's the country here? Jordan. I think that's Jordan. Yeah, it says so down. Okay, here's the highest right here. Kuwait, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. Kuwait has close to 38%, body mass index of 38. So yeah, that's the obesity rate for Kuwait. Dang. And the opposite spectrum, so we got Timor-Leste, And I'm not sure if you can see that. It's an island in. It's not too far from Indonesia. It's actually pretty close. Then Bangladesh, and it's a small country, but it's a lot of people in it. It's within India and Vietnam. Vietnam is a Southeast Asian country down here along the edge. It's south of China. It has a body mass index of 2%. That's impressive. So everybody down there just about is pretty much at normal weight. Okay, like that's impressive. So yeah, the article says when it comes to obesity, Asia occupies both of the extremes. So you have 8 Asian countries ranking in the global bottom 10, and then you have the global top 20 has 7 Asian countries, with Kuwait being at the 11th spot overall, and it is the most obese country outside of Oceania. Wow, wow. So that's very interesting about Asia. So let's just look at. I'll say that last. Let's go to Europe. All right, Europe. So yeah, we kind of looked at Turkey already because Turkey's kind of like at the crossroads between Europe and Asia. So they still hold the top spot if you include them with the European nations. But the next one is Malta, which is an island country. It's south of Italy. That's at 29% if you round it up. And then the UK. The UK is at 27. 27 or rounded up to 28. That's the UK. So the skinniest European country is Bosnia. That's going to be around 18% for Bosnia. Then it's Moldova. And then after that, Switzerland. So good job for these countries like Switzerland, Bosnia, Moldova, Italy, Denmark for maintaining a body mass index of under 20. That's not too bad. Oh, and Portugal. I see Portugal too. Well, it's a little over 20, but yeah, you get the idea. Okay, so Europe is not looking too bad. It's definitely doing better than the United States. Let's check out Africa. Wow, Africa looking like Asia here. There's a wide spectrum of countries that are lower in weight and high in weight. So, judging by this graph, the highest obesity rate or body mass index belongs to Libya. Libya is at 32.5%. And the lowest is Ethiopia. Ethiopians enjoy a body mass index of under 4.5%. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Ethiopia is at 4.5%. That's really, really crazy. So if you can see like the Saharan countries like Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, yeah, they definitely have obesity issue going on up here. It kind of makes me wonder, are they hogging all the food? uh, don't mean to be offensive, but are they hogging all the food compared to the rest of the African countries out here? Because everybody else down here is pretty skinny. And you know what's funny? I'm looking at Nigeria. It's at 8.9%, but I just did a video of a particular group that was founded by a female, and they were full of like overweight bodyguards acting as bouncers for clubs and public events. But they were all overweight or obese, but they're acting as bouncers. Like, wow, in Nigeria. But as you can see, the obesity rate is like around 9%. So obviously, your average Nigerian female isn't walking around heavy set. So I thought that was rather interesting. Now here's the anomaly: South Africa. Now you probably wonder why is South Africa at 28% obesity rate compared to like its neighbors. It makes you wonder why. I mean, sure they have money, but I wonder if it has anything to do with the types of food that they're eating. Is it really processed to where people just don't feel like working out, or is it something else entirely that I'm unaware of? So yeah, that's Africa. And last but not least, let's check out South America. I know I said Latin America, but I had the graph more particularly for South America. And it looks like it's not doing as good as Europe. Definitely not compared to Africa or Asia. But still to me it looks better than the United States. So let's see. The lowest body mass index belongs to Peru at 19.7%. And the highest is Argentina at 28%. So it's not a huge gap. Though I will say that Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, those countries have a higher, I should say higher, I wouldn't say GDP, but higher per capita income compared to these other countries. So people there, they're not walking around as poor compared to the rest of the countries that we're seeing. Uh, I'm looking at some other spots here. So yeah, I'm a little surprised that Venezuela is still high as it is, and I know they've been going through an economic crisis for almost a decade now, but apparently they still have a lot of people overweight, quite a bit, man. And Brazil and Colombia, they're sitting at 22% each, so they're still doing better compared to the United States, but it is a little bit higher than I thought it would be, I have to admit. So yeah, that's South America. I don't know if, I think that's all the graphs that I have, because I tried to look for Australia and I didn't see it anymore. So yeah, as you can see, you know, the United States and certain countries like in Europe, not doing too well. They're not doing too well at all when it comes to toning down its body mass index or its obesity rates. That is wow. So yeah, tell me what you think about these graphs and how accurate or inaccurate they are if you're living in one of these places. All right. So that's all I got for now. If I have some more topics, I'll cover that shortly or however long it takes. This is JJ Starwind. I'll see you all next time.